A very good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Ashine Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Nation expects sharp contractions in output. Parliament directs revision of foreign employment policy. News in detail. Sri Lanka Export Development Board recently organized a webinar on easy online shipping methods available for SME exporters in Sri Lanka. The webinar was organized in collaboration with global logistics company Maersk. The objective of the webinar was to provide information on numerous new opportunities available to exporters in the shipping industry. Maersk, the leading shipping line, introduced its online shipping facility, Twill, to the participants. Twill is a tailor-made end-to-end customer experience built to serve small and medium-sized businesses. Twill's vision is to create a world where products and services can flow freely for everyone, a vision that has already appealed to over 5,000 active customers. Twill strives to provide small and medium-sized enterprises with a simple, reliable and easy-to-use online platform to manage their logistics efficiently and without hassle. The platform provides greater control of shipments by offering instant price quotes and booking, transparency and tracking services, simplified paperwork and proactive customer care. Twill customers can transport shipping containers port to port or door to door while offering a wide range of logistics solutions from transportation to customs clearance. Customers are sure to be individually assisted by Maersk throughout the process. As the apex state organization for development and promotion of exports, the Export Development Board is committed to join hands with leading export support service organizations to facilitate smooth operations in the export trade. It has been reported that there is tension within the shipping industry over the impending hike on the fees of select services from November. This move, justified by lines and the agents, is opposed with favour by importers. The Cabinet of Ministers recently announced approval to publish the amended licensing of shipping agents bill in the Government Gazette, followed by submission to Parliament for approval. Tank operators regulations were issued in 2005, subject to provisions in sections 8 to 10 of the Licensing of Shipping Agents Act No. 10 of 1972. However, following the judiciary's decision to revise the Act's 10th regulation on the 4th of July, Cabinet approved the introduction of amendments. The Extraordinary Gazette dated 20th October 2022 has specified a new maximum delivery order fee for import shipments. For FCL import shipments, maximum DO fee for an ultimate consignor or importer except freight forwarder or consolidator is 18,000 rupees. Accordingly, from shipping lines to freight forwarders and shipping lines to consolidator, the maximum liner DO fee should be Rs 14,800. For LCL import shipments, the maximum DO fee for an ultimate consignee or importer is 20,500 rupees. Accordingly, from consolidators to freight forwarders, the maximum DO fee should be 16,500 rupees. The service provider shall charge from the ultimate consignee equaling rupees per maximum of $8 per cubic meter as a cost recovery fee as applicable for the carriage of goods. The Committee on the Public Accounts directed the Ministry of Foreign Employment and the Foreign Employment Bureau to prepare a more efficient program to send trained workers for foreign employment. This work is to be conducted in coordination with vocational training institutions. The committee held under the chairmanship of MP Kabir Hashim evaluated the development of the foreign employment sector. The chairman of the committee pointed out that while there is great foreign demand for skilled workers, only of 33% has been satisfied. The committee pointed out that this is due to the lack of proper coordination between responsible institutions. The committee also drew attention to the fact that a national migrant labour policy had been prepared but was not implemented based on this. The need to operate with a specific plan was pointed out as the basic arrangements related to processing foreign workers are in these policies, and it was revealed that the number of trained workers going abroad is decreasing due to the decrease in the number of people with language proficiency and professional skills suitable for these countries. The committee pointed out at length that these institutions, including the Foreign Employment Bureau, should cater to these job opportunities through relevant diplomatic relations and train workers on the skills required. The need to identify and promote these foreign employment sectors as a source of foreign exchange earnings was also stressed. Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break. Welcome back after the break. According to Dr. Dushni Veerakone, Executive Director for Institute of Policy Studies of Sri Lanka, the economic stabilization process will lead to sharp output contractions. Emphasizing the need to minimize losses in the short term, Dr. Veerakone explained the need to conclude debt restructuring negotiations as soon as possible. She maintains that this must also be complemented by establishing credibility through stabilized macroeconomic fundamentals. In the medium term, Dr. Veerakone said it is essential to have more macroeconomic flexibility without throwing stabilizing efforts into reverse and ensuring a gradual shift to an emphasis of growth. This is to be aligned with an appropriate long-term policy framework. Dr. Veerakone recently expressed these observations while marking the release of Sri Lanka's State of the Economy 2022 report by the IPS. Speaking further, Dr. Veerakone stated that the primary surplus target of 2.3% of GDP by 2025 from the estimated 4% deficit in 2022 will slow growth and revenue collection. Touching on the role of the IMF, Dr. Veerakone said IMF programs have positive catalytic effect on private lenders, but this can also increase sovereign default risks in the long run. If countries do run into trouble, IMF conditionalities often tend to delay governments from availing themselves of bailouts. However, Dr. Veerakone stressed that for countries in default, IMF programs were found to significantly reduce the likelihood of subsequent sovereign defaults. The fifth edition of the Race the Pearl, a 24-hour race that covers the entire length of Sri Lanka from top to bottom, will take place on the 5th of November. Setting off from Point Pedro to Dondra Head, Race the Pearl will see 10 cyclists lead the challenge of covering the distance. Beginning from Point Pedro, the northernmost point of Sri Lanka, the route will consist of 5 stages before it reaches the finishing point in Dondra Head, the southernmost tip. Significantly, Race the Pearl has been included as a qualifier for the upcoming Race Across America, a globally renowned ultra-distance road cycling race that covers over 4,800 kilometers of the USA from west coast to east coast. Race the Pearl is one of the many high-octane mini ultra-distance road cycling races RAM organizers have selected as a fitting event to name as a qualifier. Accordingly to race director and organizer of Race the Pearl, Yasas Hevake, the 10 riders will cycle from start to finish without a break as they are in pursuit of earning qualification points for the RAM. Other cyclists, perhaps 40 or more, will join the Race the Pearl as relay participants. They will race in phases and in different groups or as individuals through the course of 24 hours. The organizers will provide a Visit Sri Lanka white rider jersey to all registered participants prior to race day, but what follows depends on the achievements. Race the Pearl is organized by Spinner Cycling and is endorsed and supported by the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotions Bureau. These efforts are strengthened with an international promotional drive by hospitality partner Antiquity. Addressing those gathered at the press briefing, Yasas Hebage, race organizer for Race the Pearl, detailed the benefits that niche tourism such as this can have for sector as a whole.
So let me take your memories. Last time I sat with Mr. Daluvat Prasad, was when we brought Ironman to Sri Lanka. You could say that was the peak of sports tourism. Our media knows this. We said the benchmark for whatever sports tourism is in the region. We did it before India. We showed the world that we can be the best in the world. We filled every room from Colombo all the way to Negombo, all-star hotels, $3 million in 1 week. This is what this category of niche tourism, cycling, but active cycling could do. So, just to look at the comparison, we fought around the world to bring 2,000 to this country. They stayed 7 days. They spend more than 4 times the average tourist spends in the country. But these are people who are affluent and they come and spend. In spite of not having proper shopping in Colombo, sports products to buy, they still bought what was available. As you can see, every pit stop is in a small business hotel. So that we trickle down the benefits of this race to those places who are learning how to handle niche events like this. Some of them know cycle tours, keep some bikes, rent a bike, can do that. That's okay, which is nice. But this is very technical. Hydration, misuse. So there are so many of that happening. So we've got Saman and Amurtha from Link. They are the ones who are going to show the world how the Sri Lankan product could keep you extremely hydrated.
Stay tuned for stock updates.
IWS Aviation.
Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The All Share Price Index gained 199.26 points to close at 8,802.23, and the S&P SL 20 gained 68.88 points to close at 2,677.03. The turnover was 1.3 billion rupees and over 58 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. And that's all news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Until then, take care and good night.